Oh yeah, there you go. Okay. Oh, it's... Alright. Okay, we're back. We're back. Alright, we're back. Damn, bro. YouTube streaming is very annoying sometimes. It really is. Oh well, doesn't matter. Good. Luckily, I'm recording this shit. Otherwise, everything will be gone. I mean, I guess I could get the Twitch one, but that's like 720p. That's not great. That's not great. All right. Cool. Everything's gone. Everything's back. We're back. We're back. We're back. Okay. Yeah. Continue.
Oh, the first cosplayer was out. I was like, okay, surely they're not gonna put up the other one. You know, maybe they'll see my dedication as an anime fan, but it didn't. So
it's low dedication. I'm not gonna lie. If you want to convince people that you're like, you know, an anime fan, you need to do better than that. You know, like anyone can cosplay. You need to know. You need to like have some evidence or something like that. You know, if you're trying to convince people that you're actually an anime fan. Like maybe you have like some anime there, it's your favorite anime and you know everything about it or something, or something like that, right?
it happens.
Do you feel confident you've caught the mole and would like to end the game, or would you like to continue playing the game?
I think Asuma was the mole then. Honestly, I think Asuma was the mole. I really hope it's not her, man. It really, that would really suck. The fact that the only One Piece fan is the mole, that would suck.
Take a minute.
So, what do you think, Alex?
Okay. Yes.
We're gonna try to vote him out.
I was wondering what would you guys think about if we got the mole and the imposter, or just one of them?
Oh, well.
I think we maybe
Let's do
got
half,
like
half.
the imposter.
But why
Wait.
why are you confusing us? That was not the question. Do we have the mole or not?
Oh, well.
What's the imposter got to do with anything? Do we have the mole?
Okay.
I'm not,
And I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Oh my god. That was a sus question, bro.
Let's go. Let's keep going.
Let's continue the game. We're gonna continue the game.
Yes, sir.
What
Okay.
question?
What is a hard question we can ask?
Wait. Before we go.
Okay.
Sasageo.
Good.
I just saw your. I just needed to make sure.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? If I were to rate like best anime from like top 10, Attack on Titan, although I'm wearing it, it'd probably be like at like a 7. The final season.
That's
part 2
still
was trash.
high.
I watched
But
The what? It was trash. Oh hell nah. He's one of those. He's one of those.
I don't know.
no, yeah.
You watched it what?
I watched it drunk.
What?
What?
The whole thing?
Yeah, because my friends would always come over on Wine Wednesdays, and then we put
You have a
AFT.
Wine Wednesdays and you watch Attack on Titan. That's just funny to me. I believe you.
I mean,
You
I've
haven't
been
seen-
high a lot watching anime, so I can't hate on you being drunk. But like, a
You can't
group,
focus.
a group
Yeah.
Wine Wednesday? Like,
Yeah.
I thought you don't have an anime.
I mean, she's Asian, you know. There's a higher chance of her friends, you know, also being Asian and liking anime. You know, I can see it. Yeah,
yeah.
My friends. My
Oh.
she has said her friends. Yeah.
Wait, look.
friends. My friends.
Do you guys know like any Japanese maybe? Like do you guys
Hi.
Basic.
Does anyone know how to count?
No.
1, 2, 3, 6.
Okay, yeah. I used to watch Pokemon XY in Japanese, and so it'd be like, ポケットモンスター XY だ。グラノスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
I've been
God damn it, bro. He can't be the mole. He just can't be.
And so like,
Yo, you sound like it.
He's such a weeb. Or he's just Japanese. I don't know, man. Maybe maybe he's just Japanese and he doesn't even like anime.
bro, I literally practice
You're
my
like,
pronunciation. Okay, top 3 anime. Maybe top 3 obscure anime.
I'll go
Oh, here we
Black
go.
Lagoon.
Fire.
I already mentioned Food Wars.
Fire.
And what's more in the... I'll go Afro Samurais. Not too obscure, but like, I don't see people
I haven't heard about
watching
it, so yeah,
Afro Samurai is quite obscure. Yeah, it actually is.
yeah, okay.
Well, I mentioned this House of the 5 Leaves. If you have time, it's only like 12 episodes. Watch it.
Never
And
seen
then
it.
The soccer one, but not Blue Lock, like Asori.
Oh, Ice Shield. Ice Shield 21 or something like that. Yeah. No, wait. No, this is... Oh, wait. This is like... damn it. I know this anime. Asura something or something?
Aori.
Aori, yeah.
The last one, Uzumaki. That was a weird.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think
That's
they
a
were-
Uzumaki?
It's, yeah,
That's
it's
the
crazy.
horror, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is weird.
I have the manga for that. I have like. a
Oh my
little-
gosh, that's so cool.
It's like an anthology, but I don't like horror.
Bro, the mole's not in here anymore, bro. I give up. All 4 of these guys are loser anime weebs, bro. Nah. No. It was Asuma, the cosplayer Asuma, bro. That was the mole. They already have him.
Okay.
They might as well
My
stop.
top 3. I already mentioned 2. Sunny Boy.
Okay.
That was actually the last one.
Yeah.
It's a masterpiece.
Sunny Boy. Okay.
I can't say Death Note.
No, that's not.
That is a red flag already. That you even just said I can't say that.
I mean, that's not obscure anime. That's just the wrong answer. You can't say Death Note. That's not an obscure anime.
It's just like it's a childhood
Mainstream
anime.
is.
Okay, but keep like, what he didn't say, I don't know.
Okay, Saint Young Men. That's like my favorite comic. That makes
Okay.
me laugh every time. It's one of the only animes translated for the West that has Jesus Christ as like a main character.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then a third, and this is real tough. I'm trying to really think. You guys know Kaiba?
No.
Nope.
Well, you said it.
Kaiba, yeah.
Kaiba.
I haven't heard of Kaiba.
Never heard of it.
Just each round, he never said anything that helped this case. Like, help me help you, please.
Like he is such an obscure. He got like such obscure like animes that he says. You know, it's I don't know, man. Like it's very. Yeah, I don't know. He might be the mole, but he's doing it a little bit too hard. Or he's just genuinely just that much of a fucking weeb, bro. Like,
At least out of everyone, she seemed like her story wasn't adding up. Like the wine night, honestly, that's very classy. It's very high society. Wine night's
So?
fun. I might do a wine night myself now.
I love you all.
he's not in there anymore. No, it's not the girl.
What?
It's not.
I was literally joking.
The tiebreaker is between me and Alex.
Oh my god.
Nah, both of these guys are not fake, bro. Like all 4 of these guys are real anime weeps, bro. Like they are real genuine anime fans. You cannot convince me. I'm sorry, bro.
Guys.
No.
Oh my gosh,
All right, we're doing the same thing. 45 seconds. Ready, set.
I
go.
just think Alex is a bit sus. He's always quiet and asking weird questions, mentioning weird animes too.
That's so my bad.
And you too, low key. Now that I think about it,
Like a super fan. What do you mean,
okay.
girl?
See that right there should tell you exactly what I need to say.
Okay.
So in my head now, I'm thinking we voted the wrong people out. You can trust me or not, but these 2 seem kind of sus. So that's it. I'm done.
Why are you pointing fingers?
That's my
All right,
case.
Alex is next.
Okay, middle school, I grew up watching
Look
anime.
at him.
Oh. I used to go on Crunchyroll a lot. I used to just try to find some funny animes. I love
Okay.
comedy animes. Saint Young Men, that's the one I absolutely love. Okay.
I like Death Note was his first anime in middle school.
Yeah, I mean, it's on Netflix. Everyone was raving about it. Everyone back then was really into Tokyo Ghoul.
Tokyo Ghoul, that's true.
That's
Yeah.
the one as well.
True.
Just want to say she was very
It checks
quick to
out.
point fingers. That was her. It wasn't even defending herself. It was offending the other team.
You got some valid arguments there. Yeah, but they're just not. No, they're already gone, bro. Like Asuma already done. He's the mole. Fuck
I'm
that.
starting to think it's you even more
What if
so.
it's both of you guys? Like it's both of you guys.
I'm telling you.
Like it's literally.
They're both crazy.
All right.
Like both of them, or like both the mole and the imposter, or like the helper of the mole, Both are Asian. That would be too. It would be too much on the nose, man.
But like, he has the anime look, and I feel like that's
anime look.
I said that.
That's here to throw us off.
Okay, I hear you.
Bro, he's just Asian, bro.
I'm a little bit sus of both of them. Maybe, yeah, Alex is a little bit sus. May also, like, what if she like just was watching?
Super good mom.
No, yeah, like it's like what if her brother or her sister, like she lives with her siblings, so like her siblings always watching.
And that wine night.
That's what I'm saying.
That wine night was kind of weird.
And then the no anime friend.
Hey.
She's the perfect mole, but he has not been helping himself.
That's
That's the
you gotta
problem.
make a better case. Oh my goodness. But I think we have an idea.
I might just eeny-miny you.
Blindfold just. Oh my
I
god.
want to vote for Alex.
Damn.
I'm so scared. I vote for me.
No.
If you guys can't decide on one together, then we're gonna eliminate both.
Oh,
If we.
Nothing.
Oh.
yeah, you lose nothing.
We'll go with both.
Yeah. I love you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna punch somebody.
I'm sorry,
Both
guys.
been eliminated.
sorry.
Nice.
Nah,
Nice one, you guys.
it was Atsuma.
If it's red,
Oh my god.
Oh,
oh my
No, you
goodness.
If the lights turn red, you have not voted out.
nah, they're gone, bro.
If the lights turn green, you have voted out the mole and you win. Ready?
Show me the money.
Yep, I knew it. It has to be the Asuma cosplayer, bro. There's no conceivable way it's not.
Oh my gosh! I was so scared. I'm scared.
So when I count down to 3, can the mole please step? 1, 2, 3.
Yo! I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh my god, there's no way. There's no way, dude. There's no way. Oh my god, nah. This is what I mean. Like, this shit is hard, bro. Like,
Look, everyone. I've only
that's crazy. So he's just Japanese, probably, or something, right?
Yeah, no, it was very close. I was crossing my fingers. I was really manifesting. But you know what? I've gone so far. In fact, I got so far, I pretty much won in my own head.
I f***ing told you.
The picture of Alex when we were voting, it seems in my head, I'm like, there's no way he doesn't watch anime.
Top 10 anime betrayal moments. I was convinced.
Everyone I know, they're all the biggest anime fans you'll ever meet. My brothers, they love their animes. All my best friends love animes. And my girlfriend, she's in love with Sailor Moon. I studied up, would talk to everyone about it. I had a piece of paper, but I forgot to bring it.
Cheat sheet.
Oh,
Actually, if I
what?
was gonna win, I was gonna yell out Baka, but I did not win. I've never been too into anime. The dialogue is so horrible. The expressions just throw me off. And I swear, every anime is just exposition. Show, don't tell, that's what they tell you. They don't do that in anime.
So next reveal. Can my ally step forward?
Oh, who was the ally? Oh, there's two people, of course, right?
1, 2, 3.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, I was half right. He was an anime fan, but he was sus. He was my first guess.
You saved me like every round.
I was like the last. I'm not calling
Sheesh, what's up? Congratulations, you have been chosen to be an ally. You will now switch sides and help the mole. Honestly, what I was literally trying to be like Death Note. I'm gonna try to manipulate everybody by trying to act all innocent. I'm gonna try to pick people that are not speaking so much so that they look as though like they're suspicious, kind of put them under pressure.
Like, he was with me in the box in the final. I was just like, you're a good actor, bro. Like,
Yep.
Shout out to you. I couldn't even be mad.
So what I will say is Bossy is actually the only one who actually won.
Yeah.
Yep.
For you.
I mean, I knew from the jump, bro. I knew from the jump. He's an anime fan, all right? I just knew.
At least in the last couple of weeks, trying to get into the anime mindset, I've gone to appreciate anime more for what it is. It's a whole different language, whole different country. So I'm definitely not a hater anymore. I'm a liker. Not a lover, but I'm an anime liker.
Anime is something that is really near and dear to my heart.
It unites people that don't have common interests. It, for lack of better words, it brings the freaks together.
I just remember
Yep. Yeah, that's a good way to say it.
we're getting bullied about it before, but I'm glad that it's a lot more normalized and, you know, anyone can get into it.
Anime viewers come in different shapes and sizes. That's what this game taught me. And you can still be cool and watch anime.
Oh yeah, absolutely, bro. Like, sure, there's like degenerate, like people in the anime community, right? And there's like very degenerate kind of like groups within the anime community, like shippers, like people that make how you say it, like fan stories and all that, right? Like, but there's also just, you know, people that just like anime. You know, they don't have to be like all weird and crazy. It's just like with gaming, man. Like, previously gaming was like a community full of like weirdos and like losers and, you know, that, right? They were cool in their own way, right? But now it's just, you know, considering anime is so very mainstream now, like people, you know, people walk around with like Gojo hoodies and like just regular like anime merch, you know, like it's not anime, it's not a loser like community or fandom anymore. It's just a very broad spectrum of people that like anime. It's just a medium that people watch. It's just like movies, you know, like people just like watching shows, series, and whether they're animated or not is irrelevant. Sure, it's still like a particular niche. Not everyone will be will see appeal in anime, of course, but I don't think anyone like that says they're a hater. I don't believe that, right? I just think, you know, they just don't like it. Hating anime means that you have to like care about it. You can't care about you can't not care about something, call yourself a hater on something, you know? Like, hate is a very passionate and strong emotion. So yeah, anyway, great video, bro. 5 anime fans, 1 secret hater. I like the twist with the ally later on. Really cool. I think that's a very, very fun little twist that I did not expect whatsoever. The mole was completely out of left field. I did not expect him to be the mole. I was like, you know, he is so obscure, like, but in hindsight, it's like, oh, that makes sense, right? In hindsight, it's so, like, that would literally be something the mole would do, you know, read up to like obscure things and try to be very like this anime fan, right? Yeah, good one. I like it. Yeah, very very fun video. Cool. So yeah, with that being said, that's about it. Take care. Damn, I can't believe the fucking stream got like taken down because of that stupid song, bruh. I didn't know that was gonna be that much of an issue. But hey, you know, copyright laws with Japan and shit, you know? Alright. I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back. All right. What's the next one? Oh, I don't need my headphones yet. All right. All right. The next one. Oh boy. Oh boy, what's this gonna be? All right. Recording in 3, 2, 1. What's good, YouTube? Yo, welcome to drama. Oh boy. We're gonna watch a video about Vilgard's failure. I mean, I think everyone knows that game has gotten tremendous backlash from choices the game and studio have made, which a lot of like people did not like, right? It is a whole lot of DI issues in it, and overall, just the game is not great either. Like, you know, it just, you know, yeah, that's it, you know. So we're gonna hop into this this video from Harry. I think I reacted to a couple videos before of him. So yeah, let's get it, bro. Let's go. Why is it muted? Okay, let's retry that. Here we go.
I've always found it really bizarre and pathetic when parts of the LGBT community fall for overt rainbow capitalism. Essentially, when a corporation panders to them, they suddenly feel compelled to consume that corporation's products and defend that corporation with every breath. It's like,
yeah, but that's just, you know, like, they see somebody that supports their narratives and like agendas or anything else they would like to support, right? And they're like, oh, well, this company supports what I like. And, you know, I think the people that are anti-woke do the same thing. Like, when the moment they hear a game is anti-woke or, you know, anti-LGBTQ or anything like of the sort, like, these people jump on this game or, like, studio and just, you know, praise it to the moon. Like, it's just the same, like, both sides do this. It's not really a one-sided thing.
like, bro, don't you realize that you're being treated like a tool? Like they don't actually care. They just want your money. And or they
Yeah, but you can make the same argument with like anti-woke games or anti-woke companies, you know? Like, what if they trying to like cater to you, right? Even though they don't mean it. What if they are deceiving you? You know, like, it's just marketing is just everyone is gonna pick a market or like an audience and to cater to, you know, and whether that aligns to their moral values or not is a lot of times very just it's just irrelevant, honestly.
They use this stuff to hide their own controversies. We've seen that plenty of times too. You'll have like Activision Blizzard getting like SA lawsuits, and then they're like suddenly, oh hey, check out our new Pride merch. Of course, there's also the whole DISG part of this too, but we're not trying to get into everything, just making a few quick points. And the icing on the cake here as well is when these LGBT people that fall for rainbow capitalism simultaneously also talk about how anti-capitalist they are. And all you can really do is just facepalm and laugh at how pathetic it all is. Anyways, tying this back to Dragon Age 3.
Yeah, it's kind of hypocritical. True.
Self-proclaimed LGBT content creators that were propping Veilguard and BioWare up because, hey, this game has such great representation. You know, they let you pick a few different pronouns in the character selection menu and give you one scar option.
Like, they literally were happy with scraps. You gotta realize that they were happy to get scraps. Oh my god, this game gave us pronouns and surgery scars. Now we're gonna praise the game. Like that's it. People are gonna like jump on the game and protect this game with their lives for that. I personally, I'm not part of like, you know, that community or whatever, right? They do whatever the fuck they want. I don't really care as long as they don't get in my way. I'm fine with that, right? But I would never dick ride a game this hard just because they have a couple things in the game that I'm like, you know, I really like. In like agenda wise or something. I don't really have agendas. I just want good games, obviously. I think a lot of people do. But yeah, this is dumb.
Specifically for trans men, you know, nothing for trans women and no neo pronouns, none of that stuff. But you know, hey, BioWare did the absolute bare minimum.
Yeah,
we're really gonna prop this company up.
Yeah,
talk about how great it is and how great
absolute scraps, bro.
Even though it's really not. And of course, Tosh was also a complete disaster. Which, to be fair, I did see some LGBT people calling out how bad of representation Tosh is. But of course, on the other hand, there were also
yeah, I've seen it too. I mean, it's just a very obnoxious person. I don't think anyone that is part of the LGBTQ community would be happy to like be represented by that like character. Like very obnoxious and annoying and just very angry. Like it's just it's not a good representation whatsoever. In my opinion, if I was represented in this way, I would not like that.
Also, so many defending Tosh and Veilguard and BioWare, etc., specifically because of the pandering. Once again, absolutely pathetic stuff, but that all takes us to one of the most vocal defenders of Veilguard, one who was even in the news multiple times for defending the character customization options and like propping up the whole surgery scar thing, just like Uniwalker person. And now Uniwalker feels betrayed, complaining on a recent live stream that
what?
Oh my gosh, I don't think this corporation really cares about me.
What? No way. The corporation doesn't care about you? That's crazy, bro. I would have never expected that. Because they lost a bunch of money. They fired all the writers and the majority of the devs on this game in BioWare. Like, they're doing a 180, bro. Like, they are like, all right, well, Veilguard was a complete disaster. We gotta come back with a better game next time that a lot of people actually, you know, going to like, instead of being like this agenda pandering nonsense game.
And it's like, well, yeah, that's what gamers have been saying this whole time, that it's all just fake from these AAA companies. But so many of these people ate the slop right up, never questioned anything, fell for everything.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure you all get the point, kind of preaching to the choir here. Let's just roll the clip.
Because Veilguard chose to represent, I guess. I don't know. However,
doesn't this person look disturbing? It just like I don't know, man. Like just the look of this person, it's just I don't know, uncanny, man.
It's just a lot. It's just a whole lot. Because now I'm in a position where I don't think.
Yeah, you don't think. Correct.
BioWare is on my side. And that's... I'm in a position now where for the first time, I don't think BioWare has the right intentions.
I really don't.
Oh, the right intentions. Not your intentions. No, the right intentions. Oh my god, bro. I mean, it is kind of sad, you know, it's kind of sad for this person, right? Because I don't even know, she is betrayed, you know, feels betrayed. And, you know, that's very sad, right? She got, like, you know, how you call it? Betrayed, right? Although it is a company, right? And nobody should feel betrayed by a company, but yeah, it is kind of sad.
Get it? I don't get how Unifade ever thought like, oh, BioWare's on my side. This corporation's got my back. Like, what the frick? Because if the current take is no longer feeling that way, it's implying that Unifade did feel that way before. Something else really funny.
BioWare is on the side of money. They're not on the side of the anti-LGBTQ. They're not on the side of the pro-LGBTQ. They're on the side of money. And whichever brings in the most money, that's the side they're on.
Is the chat in this clip? Did you notice this? Look at these messages. The one on top says, it's technicalities wrapped in technicalities, and it's led to talented people losing their jobs. The one below that says, yeah, Defo don't want to be part of the misinformation BS that's going around.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
is absolutely hilarious,
Misinformation.
because the comment right above it is misinformation. But
Yep.
I doubt the people there have the self-awareness to realize that. Because no, these people didn't lose their jobs based on technicalities. The game massively underperformed. The executives were too scared to even release the official sales numbers, so they tried to get away with just being like, oh, the player count was 1.5 million. And even with that padding of the phrasing, they still had to admit that it underperformed by around 50% of their expectations. On top of that, the recent reviews for this game over on Steam have fallen all the way down to mixed, and who knows if it even stops there. Perhaps it...
Mixed is still pretty good, though. I'm surprised it's mixed. However, I do think a lot of people just didn't buy the game. So they couldn't even rate the game.
continues trending downwards all the way to mostly negative. But hey, the people that lost their jobs, it was just because of technicalities. That's all. And we don't want any...
If you make a bad product, you're going to get fired. Like, it's that simple.
Misinformation being spread about this. Ultimately, I would have liked to have seen more of Unifade's take, and specifically why Unifade feels betrayed by BioWare now. Feels like BioWare doesn't have my best interest.
Because this person doesn't think. They said it. They said, I don't think. So even when they tried to put into words what they were feeling, nothing came out. That was just like there's nothing
in mind now. Once again, like, Unifade never should have felt this way to begin with. BioWare is, of course, a corporation.
True.
Their main interest is their bottom line. It's
correct.
Not, oh, we need to be sure we have Unifade's best interest in mind. That's like some main character syndrome take right there. I tried looking up the full clip of this take and I couldn't find it over on Unifade's Twitch channel. This is just the clip that's been going around in gaming circles. Based off the clip though and all the context we have surrounding Unifade, it seems like perhaps Unifade feels betrayed by BioWare because a lot of the people who got terminated were LGBT and were LGBT allies. So maybe Unifade feels like the people left at BioWare are not like LGBT related or whatever, you know, something of the sort. Take that with a grain of salt. And of course, let me know what you think about all this stuff in the comments. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed my coverage, please consider liking and or subscribing. Appreciate you. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you in the next one.
And there it is. There it is, everyone. There it fucking is. Yep. People are just this stupid, man. Honestly, I can't even hate on the person. It's just ignorance, thinking that a company has the best intentions of the player. They don't. They have the best intentions of making money. They're a corporation. They're a business. And if a business doesn't make money, they're gonna switch up their, you know, their strategy. That makes sense, right? If they try something, it fails, they're gonna try something else. See if that doesn't fail. So yeah, Dragon Age the Fill Guard, yeah, it's just... The fuck was that? Oh, I heard something. Huge flop. Yeah, it is what it is, man. It just make a bad product, you're gonna get bad reviews, you're gonna get bad backlash, you're gonna get back feedback. Like, it's not that difficult, you know? Just make it a fun, good game. Don't try to educate people on things that they don't want to be educated on. And don't make characters that are, first of all, hideous in personality and physicality. I think that's the best thing they have to strive for. That's it. Anyway, that's about it. Take care. Dragon Age the Fill Guard. That was a good joke. Holy shit. Probably already somebody said it, let's be honest. Can't be the first one to say that. Alright. What else? What else? Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right. All right. Recording in 3, 2, 1. What's good, YouTube? Yo, welcome back to another video. Obviously, duh. People can't afford video games anymore. Yeah. That's what this video is about. Honestly, I think it's not entirely correct. I think gamers in the majority have been actually the richest they've ever been. Because, well, we're grown-ups now. And obviously back in the day there were grown-ups that were gaming, right? Obviously, right? But gaming community is so big now, and the majority of us gamers are, well, we're, you know, at least mid-adolescents and, you know, late 30s, right? So, yeah, the majority of us have money, right? The majority of us have money to buy games. However, that doesn't mean that games should be getting more expensive as they, have they been, like they should just stay affordable. And I don't think the majority of the games nowadays are on that range, right? So anyway, let's see what we got.
Imagine paying $100 for a video game that you don't even own.
Yep.
$100?
True.
Are you kidding me right now? Well, actually, if you get 100 hours the gameplay, it's $1 per hour.
Don't care.
And the audacity of these gaming executives who make millions of dollars or multi-millions of dollars a year, who then turn around and just act like they're just this poor, struggling Joe Schmo who's just trying to make ends. A lot of gamers would rather pirate a game than pay those prices because a lot of games, the gameplay does not deliver on the promise of the trailer.
Correct.
The game either comes glitchy or broken.
Correct.
A lot of these games are padded.
And if you have a point, as Scorpia, main battle tank over here says, remember when they used to tell us $60 was because they were on a disc and downloads happened and the price never dropped?
Also, they were in a box with like you actually had a book, like a manual book with like fun little things like information about the game, tutorials, what else, like sometimes like some fan art or like some art, right? Like we actually used to get shit when we bought the game. We got the disc, it was ours. We had like a little booklet that was ours. We got like this plastic container that was on it that with like a box art with like a pretty picture and like a thing on the back. Like, we actually had something. We bought it, we owned it, we could play it as long as we wanted. I can still play like a old ass PS1 game, right? I could just boot up my PS1, put in like what's that game called? Fucking Need for Speed Most Wanted, and just play it. Nothing wrong about it. It just works. I can play it as long as I want, and that's it. But nowadays, you have to buy the game. They are on a platform, maybe like Steam, maybe the Sony store or whatever it's called. Xbox or Microsoft Store, the Nintendo eShop, all these other like digital marketplaces where you can buy a game or you can buy the ability to play it. You don't get the game, you don't have the disc or the cartridges, you just have the game. And they're allowing you to play the game until they say, all right, now you're not allowed to play the game anymore. It's kind of crazy.
The majority of video games made and released to the public now are digital, which means you don't physically own a disc or a cartridge. Instead, you're basically owning a license to play the game on a specific platform, like your console or PC. This is all good and well until you realize that you're paying more than you would have for a license that also includes microtransactions, or as I like to call them now, macro transactions.
True. Oh, that's true, man. It's not microtransactions anymore, bro. Like this can go up to like the full priced game, bro. Like you can buy microtransactions worth of like the game. Like that's not micro anymore, man.
Because there's nothing micro about them anymore. Trying to trick the consumers into thinking we're not spending that much of a cost.
$20 for a skin is crazy, bro.
But it is true. A lot of the things that you're buying via microtransactions end up costing more than the actual freaking game.
Yep.
If games start to cost $100, I'll simply find other hobbies. This comes after an analyst suggested there is hope in the games industry that GTA 6 could cost up to $100. But
no, it will cost $100, yeah. But if you want early access, you can put 20 up on top of that, maybe 50 on top of that. Oh, you want some season pass? Oh, that's another $10. Oh, you want the seasonal skin? Oh, that's another $10. Like, eventually you'll be paying up like 200 easily.
Potentially paving the way for other companies to raise their default prices as well. Personally, I think GTA 6 will be priced at $70 and nothing more.
No, I think it's going to be expensive. I think it's going to be 100. Yeah. It's going to be 100. The early access is going to make it 120, and with a season pass on it, you're going to be spending 150 or something like that easily.
These analysts seem genuinely clueless and shouldn't even have their jobs in the first place.
Correct.
If something happens to the game, the servers or what have you, and you can't access the game anymore regardless of whether or not you own it, yeah, that John's gone. That's $100, $300, or $500, however high it's gonna go, straight down the drain.
GOG doesn't do that though. They give you the actual game. Like you own the game, right? You don't have just a license. You buy it on GOG and you have the game. Even Steam doesn't do that.
So yes, while you can access and play the game and enjoy the experience, the company retains control over its availability. There's always a chance, though, that they can revoke your access under certain circumstances or even censor the game. Imagine situations where the company knows that you've bought their game, they know who you are, and because they don't like you or something, they ban you from playing their game that you paid for. I know that inflation is a thing, right? We all are aware of that.
True.
We all understand. And I know that development costs are a thing, but have you noticed how super expensive it is to create video games now? I think most of that is bloat, honestly, because you still have indie games that are being developed for a fifth of the price, or even...
Yeah, because they be spending money on personnel that don't do shit. Like, there's people in companies that are in charge of whether or not the game is diverse enough. I remember back in the day that games needed to be diverse, bro. If I was gonna play some Need for Speed game, I was thinking, holy shit, look at all these cars. Not like, oh shit, my character is black. Like, no, no, absolutely not, bro. I was talking about the cars. And when GTA 5 came out, nobody was complaining that there was a black guy in the game. Nobody was complaining about that. Like, it's just, it's so stupid now, bro. Like, diversity is a thing that happens like spontaneously. You write good characters, you write a good story, and that's how you get diversity, bro. You don't need to force diversity into games, because the moment you force it into it, you're gonna, the writing is going to suffer, the game is going to suffer, and the overall message in the game is also going to suffer because it's not authentic. It's not real, as far as real is in the video game, obviously, right? Like, if you want to like make this authentic experience in like a story and like characters, but the intentions of some of these characters are not authentic or reasonable or well written, you know, like it's just, I don't care if that person is gay or trans or whatever. If they're a fun, cool character, I'm gonna like them. Like, it's not that difficult to understand, right?
Less, and they're doing superbly. I mean, that pissy game Concord cost $400 million to make, and it looks no different than most mainstream FPSs. If
No, it looks worse. It looks worse than mainstream SPSs.
not worse. For some context, and yes, I know this was a long time ago, but Minecraft came out for PC in 2009, and it cost about $250,000 to develop, which is even way cheaper than its competitors were at the time. On top of that, the original game was about $27, and Minecraft is now worth billions.
No, it was not $25. No. It used to be $5. I bought it when it was $5.
Marcus Notchperson, the creator of Minecraft, was paid $2.5 billion by Microsoft to acquire Mojang, the company that made the game. So yeah, it's worth noting, it cost Notcher's company $250,000 to create, right? And not only did he make a lot of money from Minecraft sales, but he was also paid outright $2.5 billion by a huge company like Microsoft. Now, I know this isn't something that happens all the time, of course, but even if you don't have a big company stroking your spine and buying you dinner to give away your goodies, you can still make a lot with a very small budget. People are still doing it today. Look at Among Us. Regardless of whether it exploded during the pandemic, it was developed by a very small team with a very small budget, and it became super popular. From what I could find, Among Us had a budget estimated at around $100,000, if even that much. As a matter of fact, the more popular—
Yeah, this is the definition of a good game. It's going to sell. It's that simple. It's a fun game. Has a lot of community behind it. Streamers can play it with a bunch of other streamers, so people are gonna watch it by masses. Like, it's a great recipe for a good game. And then you have like games that are like Fall Guys. That was good for a while, right? But then it fell off because, well, it stayed the same. It didn't really change much. People stopped playing it, you know. But games like Among Us are just, every single game is different. Every single game is different because every single game you have like one or two people you gotta catch, and every scenario and every like story you can like spin on it, and every like action you do, like it's just, all of it is always unique. You have never, there's not a single time that there's a same game in Among Us. Every single time the game is unique, authentic, and it will always surprise you.
Estimate is less than 50,000. Some say probably is as low as 5,000. And I think it was like $5 for the game, but you can tell games like this aren't graphically intensive. They don't have big bloated development teams circle jerking each other, and they're not hiring these weird shoddy consultant companies to do jack all. The game made over $163 million as of September 2020. Another example is Undertale.
Oh yeah. Still need to play that game one day.
Which had an estimated budget of $50,000 and primarily started on Kickstarter. I believe it originally cost $10 and it sold around 1 million copies. Stardew Valley was originally $15 and it was developed by one person named Eric Barone, or Barone, however you pronounce his name. And I think it took him like 4 years.
I think it's Barone. Baroness sounds weird.
Yeah, about 4 years to make the game. And the estimated budget was around $10,000. And now that franchise is worth like $650 million. Or around there, right? Still, that's impressive. Other examples include Phasmophobia and Cuphead. There's so many other examples, but everyone is so concerned with the whole AAA thing and the corporate style games that they don't see what's happening. And it's bad enough that these games are bloated, and these AAA games, or so-called AAA games, have prices.
Oh god, what a game. I really wonder what's gonna happen, man.
That are unnecessarily high, even with inflation, because all it is honestly what I think mismanagement and hubris. Let's be honest, these companies are greedy and you're paying out the ass for their poor financial mismanagement while you can't even really own the game. You can't own a physical copy. You can't even own the digital copies. Now, it's not that I'm against the whole digital thing, but years ago you were able to download a digital copy of a game and still be able to play it regardless of whether or not the servers were down or not. I'm talking about single player games specifically. Games that are multiplayer are a whole other different thing because you need online servers to be able to access them and play them and whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense that some games you're unable to, play the game, even though it's single player. There's no like online connectivity whatsoever. And they were like, you know what? We're just gonna get rid of this game now. And I don't care if you paid 70, 60 bucks for the game. It's gone now. Too bad. Like that shouldn't be a thing.
And that's understandable. And so you're kind of paying for that experience, for the access of the online stuff. But there's no reason why you should be paying for a single player game that you can't download and own, and that requires you to connect to the server or launcher to be able to play, and you're paying like your arm and your leg and your tongue and your liver for it.
Yeah, and I think microtransactions are killing games, and specifically single player games, because they simply just do not make enough money. Single player games don't make enough money anymore. Especially if you're up against like free-to-play games with like a bunch of microtransactions. It's just, those games are gonna make so much more money than a single player game will. And especially on PC, like people are like, you know what, why would I buy this game? It's a free-to-play, it's an offline game, it's a single player game, right? I could just, pirate it and, can play it, right? Personally, I like to buy the games, even though I know Steam can, whenever they want to, be like, all right, Steam, this game is gone, right? But that's just something that's in there, like, what do you call that? Like the rules of Steam. I don't think they've ever practiced it. I don't think so. But like EA and stuff, right? EA, Ubisoft, those kind of studios or like game launchers have done such things, and that really sucks. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think that's something they should be allowed to be able to do.
Like, I just don't understand how like prices are getting more expensive and we're paying for things that we don't own. Like, they're trying to employ the whole boiling the frog slowly theory, and people are just accepting this. Like, it's fine. Yes,
yep.
I'll pay $100 for a game that I don't own. Now, Grand Theft Auto 6 was coming out at the time of this video, and you have rage bait type articles or takes like this claiming that $100 as a cost could be good for gaming.
I mean, I've seen like a calculation. If they would sell games on the same pricing as like 20 years ago, games would be like $120. That would be the norm if they went with inflation. So if you take that into account, games are cheaper than they should be. That's kind of wild, right? But yeah, microtransactions ruined gaming? Absolutely. 100%. It all started with a stupid horse too.
Week-long
stupid
diarrhea?
horse skin.
My lord. She belongs to the streets.
Now, I could be wrong, but think about this for a moment. The reason why we've been talking about this is because it needs to be discussed, to be honest. Like, we as people, we're sheep. As long as we're getting a little bit of grass, it doesn't matter if the people stepping on our necks shave off our freaking fur, make us uncomfortable, or eat us. At least we're getting a little bit of grass, right? Which is the bare minimum, while they're getting fat off of our suffering.
I don't know if you can... No. I don't think that's a good example. Because we still have the choice of buying or playing a game. There's like, oh, we get a little patch of grass, that's it. No, like most of these games, at least the ones I buy, I thoroughly enjoy them. I do not have any what you call it? Not doubts. Regrets buying games. Hold on, we got a notification. Hold on. I think somebody just subscribed. Come on, load, you stupid page. It's not loading. Oh, here we go. Hey, Brian C. Thank you for the subscription, my boy. Thank you very much. But yeah, like games, just... It depends on what game you buy, but the majority of the games I buy and play, I thoroughly enjoy them. Even though I have like a shit ton of Steam games that are never played. Yeah.
Just for a little piece of enjoyment and for the illusion that we have freedom and they're actually giving us a good time. So take Grand Theft Auto 5, for example.
A good time is never wasted. No, I don't agree with that. All right. A good time is never wasted.
Right? or most digital copies of games or modern day games, as we call them. Even with games that have single player mode, most of them have the option for online mode. But let's say you have Grand Theft Auto 5, right?
Yeah.
I could be wrong, so correct me on this, but this is what I've been seeing. If Rockstar Games or its parent company, Take-Two Interactive, were to suddenly go kaput and stop supporting Grand Theft Auto or whatever, the digital versions of GTA, for example, on Steam, Epic Games, the Rockstar launcher, and like all of that, right? They rely on a combination of platform authentication, right? And on Rockstar surfers.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be able to authenticate your copy of the game even if you're playing in single player only. Even if you're on offline mode. If you're playing through Steam or Epic and it requires Rockstar's authentication services because that's how they set their whole system up, you won't be able to access the game that you paid for. So
I mean, I can still play old ass GTAs. Do they just still support them? I thought they didn't support online play with that game. Oh wait, no, those are mods, right? Yeah. GTA 5 was the first online GTA. True. Okay. But you can still play like GTA 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Right? At least I think so.
like I said, just think about this for a moment. In single player mode, if you're playing on PC, it checks your license every now and then, right? When you're connecting to Rockstar servers to make sure, oh, you're the owner of the game, you're allowed to play this. And if Rockstar shuts down its servers and they don't release an offline patch, your game becomes unplayable. Congratulations. If you paid $100 for a game or $70 or whatever, $200.
Yeah, but you know what? I think that's not gonna happen. I think Rockstar Games, if they would do that, right? I think they would get so much backlash. It's insane because, first of all, if they stop the online function on GTA 5, which eventually will happen. Okay, I don't know when, but it will happen. They will stop supporting it. People have spent money on it. The moment people have spent money in-game for in-game stuff, they're gonna be very, very upset when that game shuts down. Right? And if they don't allow others to like keep on playing the game, even though there's like no online anymore, it like I don't think Rockstar will survive that amount of hatred. I don't think Rockstar will survive that amount of backlash. I don't care how good Rockstar is, alright? I don't care how good their games are. I don't care how good their reputation is. People will ruin the company. They will ruin it. Absolutely.
Because at that point, we're just going up from there. Let's be honest. You don't actually own the game. So if something happens to the company and they choose to screw you over, you'll never have access to that game again. Never play it again, ever. You spent money on something that you can never get back. Depreciating.
Yeah, but I mean, people go to concerts. Like, I don't think they're like equivalent, but people go to concert. They pay money for tickets to watch a movie in the movie theater. Like, so there are like purchases people make that aren't like everlasting, right? But I think the promise, the fact that there's like this promise, like, oh, you can play the game, you buy it, you own it, right? And then suddenly they change it. That pisses people off. That's like saying you go to this concert, right? And you get a free DVD or CD or fucking Blu-ray of the concert that you can re-watch it. And then you knock on your door like a couple years later, like, yeah, give it to me. Give me back those CDs, those Blu-rays, those DVDs, because you no longer own them. Like, that would suck, right? That would be insane. So yeah, I think this is a very bad progression in the gaming community. I think offline copies or digital copies of games is a very good and convenient thing. I think that's true. However, I do think this specific instance and this specific scenario is terrible. Absolutely terrible.
asset, because before you could just sell games and make back some of your money. Now it's not even an asset, because you can't even resell them, which was a big thing for consumers. And of course these companies didn't like that, because the consumers were making a little bit of money off of that too. Look, can't have that, we gotta have all of it. Let's not pretend that the whole digital thing was strictly for convenience. Games that I purchased from when I was little, or physical copies of games that I purchased on eBay or what have you, and the consoles that I purchased over the years, or the ones I've owned since I was little, I can play them. I still have a collection of those retro games that I can pop out with those cartridges and play forever. When I'm old and gray, I can...
Until it breaks. But yeah, she's right. She's 100% right, bro. The fact that we also, like, the majority of us don't even have disk drives in our PCs anymore. Like, the majority of, like, PC cases don't even get designed around the fact that you might have a disk drive in it. That's just shows, man. Like, digital gaming is such a norm now. Like, they pretty much have us in, like, this cage of digital gaming. And now, because they have full control over people, because the majority of us only have digital games, they just can make us their bitch, right?
Can still pop out those cartridges or those discs, and provided that the console still works, I can still enjoy the game. And those games were like $20. Imagine you pay $20 for something that you own forever, and nobody can ever take it away from you unless they steal it, or you yourself lose. You lose it, or it gets burned up in a fire or something. It's a physical thing you can hold in your hands. You own it, it's yours.
Really? No, not really.
Now, there's something called a DRM-free alternative, and you can access those on websites like GOG or GOG.
Yeah, GOG. Yeah, I talked about that.
As we call it, that don't require online authentication, because, as I said, they believe in offering DRM-free games, which means you can download and play the games you purchase without any restrictions.
Although, one thing, the fact that there's like these games that might, you know, go into dust, right? That's one thing we can always be depending on, and that is the Russian servers that host every single pirated game in existence. So, without a doubt, even if every single publisher of games decides we are not going to allow you to play these games, these old games anymore, you can always trust the Russian servers with all the pirated games on Earth. You know?
Restrictions. GOG believes that gamers should have the freedom to use their games as they wish, and that DRM can be inconvenient for players. And the whole reason DRM is in place because they're trying to battle piracy, but then by you doing that, you'll
just fuel more piracy, because it will become an unfair market, and people don't like unfair markets, so they will, you know, try to destroy or stop supporting the market that they don't like, because they have business practices that they don't support. I don't see how people don't understand, or like companies don't understand this. Like, it's not that hard to just allow us to play the game that we bought if that's not online. Like, we're not even begging for online. We're begging for single player games. Like, it's just... It's wild. It's wild.
To own it, which kind of increases the need for people to want to pirate games. But anyway, games like GTA 5, for example, are not available in the DRM-free format. And that's just the harsh reality. Without that DRM-free option or an official offline patch, your ability to play a digital copy of a game like GTA 5 long-term, especially on PC, is completely contingent on Rockstar maintaining their servers, or even there being a community-driven solution if the company suddenly shuts down or something. If everything is going digital and they don't want to make hard copies of things anymore, there is no reason and no excuse why they can't allow people to own those copies. Yes, I get piracy is a thing, but you can create a solution that also is convenient for the customers as well. Everything you look at, from your Adobe subscriptions to your movies online, the movies you purchase on YouTube, Netflix, or whatever, Prime Video, you don't ever actually own it. You realize that, right? And there have already been cases of people losing their entire libraries, either from a hiccup or because these platforms don't carry the titles anymore. And even though you paid for it, you know, the company goes under. It sucks to be you. You just lose all your stuff that you paid for. Maybe it's like $2,000 worth of movies that you acquired and stuff, but the company is like, nah, we're not going to support these anymore. Now
think about Disney Plus, right? That was like this movie or show or series that was exclusively on Disney Plus. And they decided to get rid of it. It never aired in the cinemas. It never got available to like Blu-ray, DVD, nothing. It was exclusively only on Disney Plus. And they got rid of it. It's crazy, bro. The only way you will ever watch that movie, show, whatever, is pirating. It's illegal means. That's crazy, bro.
You gotta rebuy all that stuff, really? So now we come to the whole situation of games costing $100 and upward, and this is not even including these in-game transactions, right, that are not cheap. And I'm not saying the companies are doing this, but people are already having discussions about why it should be done and why games should cost this much. What the hell are these people even thinking? So this article says publishers hope GTA 6 will cost £100 and cause video game price to hike. They mention that in a recent presentation about the current state of the games industry, analyst Matthew Ball claims there is hope among some game makers that GTA 6 will cost anywhere from $80 to $100. And apparently it comes from a presentation where this guy is discussing potential avenues the industry can pursue to improve flagging growth, or their freaking greed. So you see here, it's a little presentation, but you guys can go ahead and watch it yourself. Now, if this is true, you know, you gotta wonder why there's so much pirating going on. This is kind of why. It's going to get to the point where, because
this is why consoles die, bro. This is why consoles are dying. PS5 barely sold anything. Xbox is done. They stopped producing Xbox because they're just not doing it anymore. Like, it's just, people are not willing to pay these ridiculous prices for games that they don't own, that they don't that they can't play, even when they have the disc, mind you. There's people that have the disc of Overwatch, right? Remember, Overwatch from 2016, I think. Like, that was an available disc copy of Overwatch. People that have that game can't do anything with it anymore. Now, obviously, that's an online game, right? So there's no servers available, right? And Overwatch 2 is now free and all that, right? But it's just insane. It's just actually insane. Like, people have purchased Overwatch 1, right? They have purchased Overwatch 1 back in the day. They had microtransactions in the game. And then they were like, all right, apparently Belgium doesn't really like this. We're going to get rid of it. We're going to do a different system. And then the Battle Pass came out, and I hate it with every single being. Every single fiber of my being, bro. I hate Battle Passes. Anyway. And then, well, people who bought the game can't even play the game anymore.
And people's cost of living going up, by the way, what they're getting paid is not matching the inflation fast enough. People are going to start choosing not to buy certain games.
Also, how convenient and easy it is to pirate games. It's so easy. You go to like some website, I'm not going to name any because I'm not a fucking, snitch, but you just go to some website, you literally click on a torrent link or like some other like file downloading link. You literally download the game, you install it, and boom, you can play the goddamn game. It's that fucking easy.
Games, which is what's already happening. Everything is costing more. Living expenses, taxes, everything. People aren't even having kids because it's too freaking expensive just to freaking live and provide for yourself. And now you're asking the consumers to pay even more for a game that's not even worth that much.
And there it is. I think that is the core issue. It's not that games are getting more expensive, or that you can't own it anymore whenever the game studio decides we're not going to support the servers. I think the core issue in this whole endeavor, and I think that goes on every single different like hobby or anything like that where inflation has gone through the roof, right? Just living expenses have been they have increased tenfolds. Living a normal life is so expensive. You cannot have a normal life if you're broke, right? You can't buy a house. You can only rent one. You cannot buy a car. You can only buy one secondhand. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, obviously, right? But, like, that perspective is insane to me. There's nothing in this world anymore that we can own unless you are very wealthy. Only wealthy people can own shit. Hell, if you have your money on a bank, you don't even own that. The reason why you get like a little bit of like extra money every single year is because they use your money to get more rich. Like, why do you think people that are very like wealthy, when they go to like a bank, they are like so happy because they're like, oh damn, we can use all this money to make more money. Banks are getting more richer on your money than you are. Like, I'm not gonna like delve in too much of how money and like digitalized money just is a scam. But like it's crazy to me, man. And then you turn around like, oh well, rent is stupid expensive. Groceries is stupid expensive. Hell, even fast food, which used to be the cheap, quick option, is expensive. It's, you know, life in general has become so expensive that people are in debt, people are depressed, people don't wanna like do anything crazy like start a family because it's all too expensive. And even with gaming, like games are getting more expensive now. They're getting worse as well. Like everything is getting worse and more expensive in life. Nothing is getting better anymore. We don't get anything that is good anymore. Unless you pay a lot of money. It's insane. It's just insane.
That they can't even guarantee that they'll own forever, that they hardly have the money to spend on. Meanwhile, these companies keep on making the games more expensive when it really isn't necessary. You know why these games cost so much? Why Concord and all these other games fail? You know why these teams and development companies are floundering and companies are shutting down, like Ubisoft and other companies that are in trouble? Because they don't have any creativity. Somewhere along the line, they only cared about the money and they wanted more of it. So they hired more people, figuring that if they just go bigger, it would just be better. But that's not always the case. As we've seen, some of the biggest titles that have become popular in the last few years, like the examples that I gave, didn't require that much money. Or it was one of, or a few people that had a passion, like an actual passion. It's just not a business adventure for them.
The only studios I can still trust are FromSoft. That might actually be it. That might actually be it. FromSoft has never betrayed gamers. They've always came through with every single game that came out was fantastic, was well crafted, and worked great. I don't know what else. I don't know other studios that have never betrayed gamers whatsoever. So, yeah. FromSoft is on top right now.
It was an actual passion they had for gaming to make games, to tell a story, that understood gaming and what people wanted, and they made it happen. And I know this is going to sound stupid and like a broken record, but it was also freaking affordable. These games were cheap. It makes more sense.
No. Games were not cheap. No. Absolutely not. Games have never been cheap. They have never, ever been cheap. No, sir. I think the reason why I think they used to be so cheap is because we have been mentally programmed to think that some prices are viable for products that they're not. Like back in the day, $50, that was a lot of money, all right? It was a lot of money. Still is, by the way. But we have been like desynthesized by prices because, oh, well, $50 not a lot. I can buy a bag for $200. Or like I can buy this designer jacket for $300. Like, oh, that's not a lot. 50 is nothing. No, it is a lot. And 200 and 300 for clothes is also a lot. It's just we've been desensitized to the fact that things have become so expensive over time. We didn't realize it, and we are trying to like rationalize and like convince ourselves whether this like these prices are okay and acceptable or not. And the fact that we are accepting that games are $60 now, right? And they're gonna go to 70 to 80. Maybe in like 5 years they will be $100 bucks, right? It's actually insane. And then you have like games that are free to play, and that's the biggest scam because, oh well, it's free to play. I don't have to buy anything. However, I do kind of like this skin. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like this equipment. Oh, you know, and before you know it, you already spent $60. Maybe in like 2 years. Maybe, right? Maybe in a couple months. Who knows? Depends on how greedy you are. But that's how it works, man. That's how it works. Like the gaming sphere, like studios and corporations in gaming know how to manipulate players. They know exactly how to manipulate them. They know what is too much. They know what is too little. And they just stay within that bracket. They don't go too much and they don't go too little. That's the perfect spot. They know where this perfect spot is. And slowly but surely they just increase the bracket a little bit. And that's how it is. And then they come out with like Assassin's Creed Shadows. Yeah. And we have woken up that corporations, big studios that make these games, they're not making good games anymore. We have woken up about the fact that games are not good anymore. That there's only select couple games or game studios left that are actually passionate about games. They want to make a good, fun game. And bro, we'll lay down the table $100 for a good game. We will. Bro, how many people did pre-ordered Black Myth Wukong? How many? That was like $80, I think. Right? $80 for like a pre-ordering a game. Like, it's not that we don't want to spend money on games anymore. It's just good games are very hard to come by. And the majority of these games are not good anymore. So not only can you not afford the games anymore, you cannot own them anymore, and they're not good anymore. Yeah. I wonder why piracy is so big. Yeah, I wonder why.
To make a free game like Marvel Rivals, where people can choose whether or not they want to spend money in-game for their experience. You know, like if you choose a different skin for your character, that's not something being pushed on you, it's something you're choosing to do. And trust me, people are way more likely to spend money on a skin or in-game purchases for a game.
Because it's a tiny little transaction. It is, oh, it's only $20 for a Battle Pass. That's great. Look how many skins you get from the Battle Pass. Oh, this skin is like $5. Like,
actually like that's good, especially when that game is free. Look at Pal World, for example, right? And I have to mention it because it's one of my favorite games. And one of those great examples, Pal World, which was developed by Pocket Pair, had a development budget of approximately 1 billion yen,
damn.
which is around
that's not a lot actually.
$7 million US dollars.
No, that's
so
not
they
a lot.
recouped a lot. And they made around 67 million US dollars
nice.
From that, right? They have one hell of a profit for a game that costs under $30. And yes, while you don't own that game either, I'm pretty sure people would be way more likely with purchasing a license or an experience if it's at an affordable price. But now you're asking people, or you're talking about games costing $100. Even $70 is crazy to me. And you're paying $70 for absolute chicken shit. I'm sorry, but most of the games that are around $69.99, $70, $59.99 now they're chicken shit. I purchased Pokemon Violet from the Scarlet and Violet.
Okay, that's not a good... That's a terrible example. Oh, God. Oh, the Pokemon games are so horrendous, man. They're actually terrible. And this is not because of this Nintendo Switch, bro. No. That's not it. That's not the reason at all. Because when the Nintendo Switch 2 comes out and they're gonna come out with a new Pokemon game, it's gonna be the same shit. It's not gonna look as great as you would think and hope.
Franchise, And I absolutely love the Pokemon franchise. Let me just start off by saying that. But I fell off that game so freaking hard because compared to the earlier Pokemon games that I played,
the last good Pokemon games was Black and White. Yep, absolutely. The last good Pokemon game was Black and White. After that, it became shit. X and Y, Z, don't care about them shits, alright? Absolute awful garbage. Get out of here.
played and collected older retro games like Pokemon Ruby, Fire Red, Sapphire, Emerald, Black and White, etc. The new games are just so, what's the word? Corporate.
Terrible.
That's not even a proper way to explain how bland they feel, but I sank all of my time into Pal World, and even my husband, who was not a Pokemon fan at all, played the game with me until there was nothing else left for us to do in the game because they're still adding more stuff to it. And people get mad at me when I say that companies like from the East or Eastern influence usually fare better and attract people more, but I'm just telling the truth. It's not like I'm trying to shill for China or Japan or Korea, even though I love Japan. Yes, I guess in some ways you can argue that I might be a little biased, but when you look at the objective reality of how entertainment is doing over there versus here in the US as a whole, you really can't deny that there is a difference in quality, at least especially recently. How is it?
Yep. Remember when it used to be China was like this rinky-dink ass shit? You know, whenever you bought something from China, you just, were hoping that it was like, it functioned, right? It was like very cheaply made and just very bad in quality. And you just hoped it would function as advertised. Now, China is just making things that are greater than we in the West make. Like, they already make a technology, right? The majority of chips are made in China. Like, motherboards, graphics cards, all that. Telephones, consoles, like every single thing that is great comes out either China or Japan, or I don't know how many things are made in Korea, but I can safely assume that there's a lot of things that also come out of Korea. Like every single thing that comes out the East, I mean, it has been surpassing what the West has provided. And especially in gaming. Like, look at Black Myth Wukong. Like, that's a fantastic fucking game. That's made by Chinese developers. You know?
Company that is based someplace across the sea able to sell their games better here than the US can sell their own games to their own people. Does that make any freaking sense? And all that's going to happen if they make games more expensive and fewer people are buying them because they literally can't afford them right now, other games, especially indie developers and people from across the sea, are going to see this and go, well, damn, this is great. I can just sell my game for way cheaper, and more people will flock to it because it's cheaper, and it'll end up making more profit because people will be more open to buying a game that costs $25 rather than $100. I mean, it's not rocket science. Unless you're appealing to the super rich or something, most people aren't going to be shelling out $100 and $80 back to back to back for games they don't own when there are other games equally as good or better that are going to come out as competition, which will happen.
Fair.
That are a third of the price. Come on now. And we're not talking about like Rockstar style games. Like the games are already freaking expensive. Rockstar at least has detail and they take pride in their games so far. But you know how people like go on strike when there's unfair conditions at work? I think gamers need to do the same thing. I'm not going to come out and say
we already do. Why do you think a lot of gamers just pirate shit? That is their strike. They're not buying these battle passes. They're not buying these like game passes. Like no, they're done. They're like, you know what? I'm a PC gamer. I don't buy any games unless they're stupidly overpriced or underpriced. Like 80% sale or 90% sale. Only then they'll buy the game. That's how they roll.
Say like, you should just go pirate, like, cause you know what I mean? But whatever. Anyway, but what I am saying is that we as gamers have to come together and start saying enough is enough.
Bro, one good example is a game I played. It was a demo for a game that came out, right? It was called The Berserker Kazan, right? I played the whole demo. The whole demo consists of one chapter. The first chapter. Oh, let me get rid of this this bar. The first chapter was the demo. I played the full demo, and after I played that demo, I bought the game. I bought the game. I thought that game was so good. It was so fun. I had a blast playing just the demo. The game comes out in March. I bought the game. And this game was not $20, bro. It was like $80. I bought the game. I was like, this game is fantastic. I'm going to be playing this game. I'm going to be beating this game. I'm going to have a blast of a time with this game. That's it. That's all they gotta do. You make a good game. You release a demo for people to play to get more hype. And then people buy the game. Wow, who would have thought? Who would have thought?
We need to refuse to pay money to these corporations that are mismanaging their funds and putting out the bare minimum while expecting us to just shell out our hard-earned cash when we're not even getting paid enough and we're not even getting the quality that we're paying for. Bro, a lot of us out here are not balling in cash. Some of us are struggling.
True.
Some more than others. But it's to the point where you have finance.
I think a lot of people try to become like influencer stuff, like streamers, YouTubers, all that. Because it's one of the best chances of people actually getting rich. That's it. That's it, bro. Absolutely, that's fucking it. Now, I make YouTube videos because, honestly, I don't really have any skills. I'll never get hired for any job whatsoever. So I was, you know what? This is just my last effort. Last effort. I'm just gonna become a YouTuber streamer and hope for the best. Hope for the best.
Financial responsibilities, and you want to enjoy yourself, so you pay a lot of money for the consoles, which are already hiking up in price. But then on top of that, you have to pay $100 for one of their titles. They don't even have big libraries anymore. Every time you buy these new consoles, the libraries get smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yep.
The only thing you can depend on is having libraries from the older consoles available to play, and they're pretending, oh, look at the big library we have when it was like 2 consoles ago worth of games, because they're not making the new ones fast enough, and they can't because they're too freaking expensive, and they're not good enough to warrant you getting the new console anyway. And I've heard people saying there might be a gaming market crash or something, but honestly, I think it's more like companies are making things unnecessarily expensive, maybe on purpose, maybe not.
It's graphics. Graphics makes it so expensive and longer to make. They're all trying to like get these photorealistic graphics. But meanwhile, if you just come up with a good quality art style, like look at Mario. I think Nintendo could make way more Mario games if they want to. But they don't do it because they know people are gonna buy the games. And if they release too many Mario games, they're not gonna buy the games. Because they're like, oh, well, this one is not really that great. So I'm gonna wait until like the third game that's gonna come out this year. No, they release one game, maybe a year. Maybe. And the majority of them are good, right? I don't really like Dream Team or whatever it's called. Dream something. Or like the Wonder Flower. Not a big fan of that. But Mario Kart 9. Oh, you bet believe, bro. You bet believe. If that shit comes on the Switch, if it's actual runnable on the Switch, probably not. I probably have to buy the new Switch too then. Oh well, we'll see. But like, best believe people are gonna buy that shit.
But it feels like these games don't cost nearly as much.
Oh yeah, because the art style is it's iconic, it looks good, and it's timeless. Good art style is timeless. Photorealistic games, they get outdated by a year? Look at games that were photorealistic a year ago or 2 years ago. Those don't look like good games anymore because they're outdated. They're not as crisp as the other ones were.
To produce as they're being sold for. I don't know. I just have a feeling people like to make something for $5 and sell it for $100.50 or $150.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But I feel like what's going to happen is that they're going to claim that it's too costly to rely on human labor. And then they're going to start like beginning to replace jobs with AI to cut all the production costs.
I mean, if you can get replaced by AI, you're doing something wrong. I'm sorry, bro. Like, if you yourself can get replaced by a AI, you're not a viable asset. I'm sorry.
And this is going to allow them to compete with other developers who are either already doing it or succeeding by keeping their prices lower. And I can already see patterns. There are a lot of people who have very intellectual brains, and I'm nowhere near their level of intelligence. But one of the things that I pride myself on is being able to notice patterns and cause and effect, consequence of certain things that will happen in the future based on human behavior, psychology, history, what have you, right? I mean, a lot of humans have that. Some of us, it's just dormant, I guess. Sometimes you have to be in a certain state of passion to recognize it. But I can see this happening, right?
I think there's like some sort of mental disability that has to like occur for you to like pay attention to these things. I think the average like normal person doesn't care about this shit. Like the average normal person that, like, is gonna watch a movie, right? They're gonna be like, oh well, it was a good movie. They're not gonna think, oh, the plotline was great, the characters were fantastic, the twist on the end of the film was crazy. Like, no, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, it was an enjoyable time. Like, they're not gonna overanalyze this shit. The majority of people don't overanalyze anything, to be honest. You can tell because the majority of things that are coming out there are slop. Like, look at the what's a good example? I have no experience with Star Wars, right? So this is all from whatever I heard from people, right? On social media that complain about it. Apparently, Star Wars has been awful lately, right? Since Disney bought it, it's awful. But people still watch the films. And the exact same people that watch those films don't analyze those things. They don't overanalyze anything. They're just like, oh, well, this is an enjoyable time. And that's it. Right? And I don't know if that's something that's supposed to be normal. And the people that don't do that are abnormal. I'm not quite sure. I think there are. I think there has to be some mental disconnect in you, or like some defect in your brain that makes you care and want to care about it instead of just, you know, fun experience. But yeah, I think that's the case.
These companies are going to use their bloated budgets as a reason to phase out human workers and then start implementing the AI into not only managing their companies, but like the production of their games, which is already possible, like making their games. And we got China with the whole DeepSeek thing and, you know, making their stuff open source too, and other countries making their stuff open source. And it makes sense that the whole AGI thing is going to come into the field a lot sooner than we think. And the main motivation, the main motivators of these things coming to pass sooner are money.
Yeah, but this is just how civilization evolves, man. What do you think back in the day when there were like horse and stable? Or a horse and a cart, or whatever they're called. Like, those people were jobs that people had that had to like they made sure to care for the horses. They made those the carts, right? They had to like make sure the horse was all good and all that, and like fed and all that, right? But when cars came in, or gas-powered vehicles, horse riding became obsolete. So those jobs disappeared, right? Like, it's just, maybe, yeah, it's unfair. I agree. It 100% is unfair. But in the end of the day, that's just how life is, bro. Life is unfair. And if you keep on hammering on how unfair something is, and, you know, refuse to move on from it, obviously there's some, you know, reasons that you shouldn't move on, like the gaming thing, right? If you can actually actively go against something and you know, and help the cause and make it better, or at least attempt to make it better, I think you should, right? But some things you just gotta give up on. This whole like hate against AI, it's not gonna get you anywhere. All right, the fact that we have gone less AI, we have seen less AI art, That is the fact that the majority of the things that we see has been AI, but we just haven't been able to see it anymore. That's how much it's progressed. And I'm sorry, bro, but AI is just gonna take over the majority of these very unproductive jobs. It's just what it is, bro. A machine will always win against a human. It will, every single time, it will win from a human. And we gotta accept that.
And fear that someone else is going to do it first and have more power and use it against the person who is afraid of that happening. And I swear to God, if they try to charge the same amount that they would have when humans were doing all the work, oh my God, I swear. I mean, at that point, maybe in 2 years, making a game won't require any programming knowledge and we can all just make our own games and watch the market do its thing. In the next 5 to 10 years, these AAA developers and gaming companies probably won't even exist. Probably. I know that's a massive example.
I think she might be right on that. Like these AAA game studios, they're pumping out garbage. They're pumping out ass games that nobody cares about. So yeah, some of these companies will definitely disappear.
Exaggerate, right? But that's probably not true. But you never know. You know, the regular layman will be able to make a game that they're passionate about, and it will take them next to nothing to make it, provided they have the right hardware to run the AGI software. And sure, there's gonna be a lot of shit coming out, but then there'll be a lot of good as well. And
yep.
I'm mostly excited for
AI development of games will make shit games a little bit better and great games fantastic. That's how it's gonna be. The developer, in the end of the day, they are on the helm of how the game is gonna turn out. And somebody who has bad ideas and doesn't really know how to make a game is maybe going to make a mid game. Maybe he's gonna make like a 5, 6 out of 10 game. And a developer that knows what he's doing is gonna make a 12 out of 10 game. That's how it's gonna be.
For that future, but I could see that being a problem for a lot of employees and people who went to school for this and are still in debt. They're still paying off their tuition. They're probably going to spend their entire lives deferring and then racking up the interest for tuition that they spent, you know, trying to go to school for this very thing, and it sucks, and they're going to get replaced.
Yeah, it's going to suck. It is what it is, man. Like, you can be like mad about it, you can be sad about it, you can complain about it, but at the end of the day, this is just how it's going to be. It's going to happen. You cannot stop this, bro. The fact that you think that you can like manipulate corporations to say, or to make them not use AI that doesn't like that takes less money, if they can just employ an AI that works for free, all you gotta do is give it its power, its electricity, and it's gonna do its job. You don't have to have interactions with real people anymore. You don't need to be like, oh well, Jim, this is the 3rd time this week that you came in late. What happened? No, you don't have to do that with AI. AI is there 24/7. You don't need work days anymore. You don't need to be the workers need a break. No, they don't. AI don't need breaks. They don't need vacation days. They don't need payments. They are just going to do what you tell them to do. They're just going to be obedient slaves. And you really think that you can gaslight companies into caring about empathy? That is just delusion.
It's already happening, but people just want good games and entertainment. And while Grand Theft Auto is one of those few franchises that I know people would be willing to pay a lot of money for, I'm still going to stand by the fact that we should be vigilant and mindful about the fact that we're spending more and more money on something.
I'm not going to buy GTA 6. I'm not doing it. I've already decided that I'm not going to buy GTA 6. And whatever reason people have for it, it's not the same reason I have, all right? I'm not going to buy it because I don't care. All right, I've bought GTA 5 when it came out. I bought it on the PS3 and I have bought it on PC. I've played it on both, and I haven't played that shit in years. I haven't missed it. I have never was like, oh, let's get into GTA again. No. I don't care. I really don't give a shit about GTA anymore, bro. And I think people that do, good on you, all right? But I think if you still like the idea and the fact that GTA is gonna be a thing, you're a child. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, it has to be said. People that still want to play a game like GTA are children. It's just what it is. The children, they're very childlike, they're very immature. It's just how it is.
Things in general that we don't possess and that can easily be taken away from us. Jesus Christ, it's almost depressing to be a gamer nowadays. Like, that's why a lot of people speak about situations where, you know, they're making games suck. And I hate that people are just labeled as anti-woke, you know, just because they call out these injustices. Do we absolutely need video games? No, I wouldn't say it's a need. Of course not. There's a lot about the human lifestyle that we don't necessarily need and can do without. But it's fun. And if these companies are going to be asking us for our money, we have a right to criticize them and call out when something's ridiculous. We have a right to strike and explain why we're striking. And if people don't say what is wrong with the industry or why we as consumers aren't buying their stuff or why we don't like their stuff or why something doesn't appeal to us, how do we expect them to get better? As I've said in videos before, if someone who was selling a product, like if I were someone, let's just use me, right? If I were someone who was selling a product and people were not buying it, I would be very frustrated not knowing why they're not buying it. I'd be happy, maybe a little bit distressed, but happy nonetheless if I heard people picking apart my product and telling me exactly why they wouldn't purchase it or why they didn't like it.
Yeah, but there's the difference between you and a corporation. They think they did the right thing. They are blaming the consumers for not understanding what they were going for. So they are just clueless on why and how the game underperformed, even though the internet is full of research, full of criticism, but they're just ignoring it because they no, the consumer is wrong. They're wrong, all right? We did exactly what we know was going to work, so I don't know why it didn't work. It's just insanity, bro. It's like they're just smashing their heads against the wall, and then they complain that their head hurts.
I wouldn't want to keep sinking my money into making a product that's not functional or efficient and that people don't like. And one thing I would not do is point fingers at the audience or my consumer base and tell them that they're freaking bigots because, oh, I'm a woman, you're not buying my stuff. That's stupid.
Yep.
And that's not really going to make the people buy my stuff, is it? What are they going to be like? Oh, wow, you're right. Shit, you're insulting me. I'm going to buy it right away, madam. Like, that's just brain dead activity. I'm sorry. So that's why people like me and others talk about this. Most of the time, people are lighthearted about it. But if it's an ongoing problem and part of an ongoing discussion, then yes, people are going to keep talking about it because they want to see change. Activists and other people that are going hard for other topics that they're passionate about are allowed to do whatever they want to do, but we're not allowed to speak or criticize. Why? If games and entertainment that are being released are constantly sloppy, then yeah, we're going to constantly criticize them because they keep constantly coming out sloppy. If you're to go to trade...
Why do you think a lot of game developers nowadays are trying to make like these Souls-like, Souls-light type of games? Because they know that shit's successful. They know there's a big community that really likes those games, that really likes games that kick your ass, beat your ass, rip your fucking eyes out, you know, like thoroughly torture you to the point where eventually you'll win and then you go back into another fight that will do exactly the same thing. Masochism, that's the word. They know there's a big section of gamers that really like games that torture you, right? So that's why they're making that, because that market is so profitable. Those people will pay whatever for a good ass game. But other studios that make like platformers or something like that, like look at Astrobot, right? Astrobot got a lot of hate, obviously, because of the Game Awards, but that shit is a good ass game. If it wasn't stuck on a stupid ass console, that shit would have blown up. I'm telling you, bro. If Astrobot was not stuck on that dead console, the PS5, that shit would be blown the fuck up, bro. That would have been like Mario levels hype. Absolutely. So, if you just make a good game, you're gonna sell. You're gonna make a fandom. You're gonna create a community. You're gonna create this like appreciation within the gaming community for your product, for your studio. I forgot what the studio was called that made Black Myth Wukong, but there's nothing but praise on that studio. Nothing but praise. Obviously, there's like the trolls and the anti-woke or the pro LGBTQ people, right? That were like very against. No, I can't think of the name. The studio for Black Myth Wukong, right? But the majority of gamers have praised that game to the moon and back. Like, just make good games. It's all you have to do. Make good games. Don't piss gamers off. Don't try to educate them on stupid shit that nobody gives a shit about. Like, it's that easy. It's that simple.
School or something and work under someone, and you kept on producing horrible work. They're not going to stop criticizing you until your work is no longer sloppy. Jesus Christ, I don't know why this is rocket science for some people. But anyway, this video is already very long. Like, I'm half asleep. Like... But yeah, I want you guys to seriously think about that. I know 2 or 3 of us isn't going to make a difference, but I think if everyone starts being more protective of their finances and making good financial decisions in terms of what they spend their money on for the quality that they're getting, if you value it, then the companies will get the picture and they'll value your money too. They would realize that what they're doing is not working, and we should even more so support those companies and indie developers or developers like Pocket Pair with Palworld that actually do care about their consumers and about their work. Say this with me, people. They're not beholden to our finances. We don't need video games. It hurts me to say that, right? Because my brain is like, excuse me. But no, realistically, we don't need video games to...
Yeah, but you don't need entertainment either. You don't need things that are fun. You don't need anything of that like that to survive. But we're on a point that we're not just surviving anymore. Why do you think the mental health crisis is going through the roof? We have so much free time that we're going insane. We have so much shit that we have to do, that we have to be careful of, that we have to be known of, even though we don't even know what we don't know. That's driving us nuts. We are getting digitally programmed by social media platforms to farm dopamine to the point where we get addicted to it. We get addicted to scrolling through endless videos, endless pictures. Like, yeah, it's just... We don't need video games. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. The only thing we actually need is sleep, eat, food, and water. That's the only 3 things that a human being needs to survive. But surviving isn't fun. Right? Surviving is not fun. Games are. Video games are. At least they used to be, right? There's still a lot of good games, obviously. But a lot of these games are getting terrible. So yeah, I agree with the statement that we have to support the studios that value the player and value the value of money, right? They understand how critical it is to like not ask too much from the consumers and be a bit reasonable with the prices. So, but yeah, we don't need games, sure.
Live. Like, it's just the truth, right? However, the people that do make them do need us. They're the ones that are selling a product that they want us to buy.
Yeah.
So they should be kissing our feet and doing whatever is necessary to please us as the consumers. It's like...
To an extent.
Like when you like a girl, you want to sleep with her, you want to marry her, date her, or whatever. You want to keep your identity and your creativity and everything that makes you you, yes. However, you are going to have to sacrifice some things and be a little uncomfortable because you want to get inside her. You can't just grab her and pair and like bend her over and be like, all right, I'm taking this. I mean, you can, but there's going to be consequences for that.
Okay, well, that went the wild direction. I mean, yeah, sure. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the kind of energy that these big corporations are giving. Like, they just want to bend us over or impale our skulls with their freaking rancid ass crotch meat. And then after they fill our mouths with the ungodly amount of pudding textured pus that they've released inside of it, they want to like slap us on the cheek and tell us, good boy, good girl. Now thank me for being such a generous God. No freaking thank you, bro. Enough of that noise. Speak with your wallet, but also speak with the freaking hole in your face.
Wow. Wow. Okay, that's whoa. That's quite the ending of the video there. Whoa. That was okay. That's crazy. But yeah, she got very cryptic with it, but she's 100% right what she said about this whole video, you know? Like, I mean, I really like her. I really like this character. Fuck. I really like this person, man. I've watched a couple of videos from her now. Yeah, I think she makes a really good content. I think she actually, you know, she's intellectual enough to like formulate well what she thinks and her opinions are. She doesn't pander to like one side or the other. I think she's very like how I say it. She's very neutral in a lot of these things and stuff she says, and I like that. You know, I don't really like anyone who's very biased. I rather have somebody who's like very surface level, no, not surface level, neutral, and just has surface level takes that aren't really too extreme or anything like that. Just very logical, not logically logically sound opinions and criticisms. And I mean, yeah, I really like her. Huge shout out to Altrio. I still don't really know how to say her name correctly, but I think it's Altrio. Yeah, very, very good video. Very good video from her. Make sure to check her out. All right, she makes a lot of good videos. And I mean, yeah, I think I've said enough because this video's yep, it's already 1 hour plus. Yep, it is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah, there you have it, alright? Anyway, with that being said, that's about it. Take care. Alright. Alright. I think that's also where I'm gonna end this stream, man. I reacted to a couple videos that I wanted to. That's very nice. Very good. I'm gonna be editing these and uploading these, and probably gonna do tomorrow another stream for more content. I don't know yet, maybe later on, but I still want to continue with like Final Fantasy VII. I really gotta get through that game. I really want to play more of that game. I think it's a very fun game. So maybe I'm gonna play that tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah, anyway, with that being said, that's gonna be it. All right, yeah.